Okay, so I'm gonna start the recording. I'm gonna mute you guys, but if we get to a point where I open up for questions or y'all put it in the chat, I'm turning my chat on where I can see it. But when I screen share, it'll be harder to see it. Actually, I could log in on my other phone too, maybe. But unmute once I start screen sharing. I'll ask for questions periodically, but I want to make sure that hang on, do not disturb. People calling. Can y'all imagine somebody beeping in while I'm trying to do a Zoom? So I'm super excited about this because it's going to give you your exact plan to really utilize your time. Hang on one second. Hold on one second. We'll crop this. Okay, there was an emergency. They were not doing anything bad. Bowen turned around with his eggs and tripped over the dishwasher door, fell, and now he spilt his eggs everywhere and he's crying. I thought they were fussing, but they're not. So bless their hearts. Okay, so this is going to give you a plan to go work. What we get guilty of is getting distracted. We get on Facebook, we start scrolling, and we have to be really strategic on what we're doing. So, this is called a daily method of operation, and you're going to do it in a power hour. What that means is if you're really hungry, set aside an hour. If you only have 30 minutes, do 30 minutes if you don't have the full hour. Because at the end of the day, as long as you're doing something, something's going to happen. So, number one is we are going to post our posts, right? We've got our 9 and 3s and we got our lifestyles in between. During your power hour, you're going to schedule your post, but you're going to have at least one for sure that you're putting up in that time. You're going to do at least one story. You're going to start 5 conversations, and we're just going to get 1% better every day. Because as we're doing this is going to be more efficient and you're going to get better at how you're having the conversations, what your content looks like, all those things. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to set a timer. 60 minutes, set your timer. Does you no good to just go, all right, here's my power hour starting at 10 o'clock. And you are at 10 o'clock, you just kind of start flailing all over, and then somebody beeps in, and all of a sudden it's 11:30, and you are 30 minutes past your 1 hour, and you've gotten distracted doing other things. So this is a meeting with yourself for 1 hour, whatever hour in the day that is for you. And it may be that you have to do it in 2 time chunks. Maybe you do a 7 a.m. before work for 30 minutes and you do your lunch break for 30 minutes. Maybe you do lunch break 30 minutes and you do after work 30 minutes, but you need an hour, and I prefer it be all at the same time. But if you can't do it at the same time, it's not the end of the world as long as you're getting it in. Number 2, you're going to turn on your do not disturb. Your power hour is not taking calls from your team. It's not answering texts from your team. Your power hour is totally dedicated to growing your personal business, not your team, because it's really easy to get distracted dealing with the team. Trust me, I know. Okay. It can get really hard because you want to be quick responding. But most of the time, it's not a 911 when it comes in from the team. All right. Number 3, you're going to get out Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Messenger. You're going to get those windows open and you're going to get out your lead tracker. That's what I forgot to bring in here. I don't think I have my old one in here. I'll go get it in a second. Well, shoot. Yeah, I left it in there. Your lead tracker is where you're keeping up with your conversations, your prospects, hot and cold. And then number 4 is you're going to have your Lord questions ready, like Lord, Lord. And we'll talk about that. Okay. Hold on one second. I'll get. I may not be able to crop those things up. That's okay. So your lead tracker, all I have, like, it's just a thing off of Amazon. It's just got a list. It's got date, start, end, appointment, task, contact. Just lines where I can write on it. Super easy. But what I can do is track all my conversations in there. And we need to make sure we have that ready to go. All right. So now that we have our stuff ready, we're going to do 4 time blocks. Number 1 is going to be your content. This should be 5 to 10 minutes, maybe. These do not need to be perfect. We already have the system of growth posts. So those are easy to schedule. Outside of that, when you're creating content, you've got quotes, you've got something about you, and you've got reels. A reel can literally be a few seconds long, 5 to 7. You don't have to be talking. It can be a video of your grandkids or your children. It can be a video of your pets. It can be a video of your husband. It can be a video you took on vacation. Those always do really well. You're going to add a caption, all that kind of stuff, and post it. All right. You're going to get your stories posted. So, what does that look like? This is how quick this should happen. I'm going to share and show this part real quick. Hill, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right. So now I'm going to go into edits. This is what I've been using lately, and I'm going to open my gallery. I have a new collection. I don't know if it's uploaded everything. Here's one. Let's see. I can just take something random. Doesn't matter. It's going to load my media. I'm going to crop it down to 7 seconds that I like. Just us singing in the car. Literally. For those who don't know how to do this. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to put an audio on it. I'm just going to put anything. Doesn't matter. And now I'm going to add text. And it doesn't matter. I'm just going to come up with something. All right, now I've got it. I can edit my text however I need to, and I can export it. All right, this is going to go on to my social media. All right, I don't want the sound on. My project is saved. If I need to go back and pull it, I can export it. It goes to Facebook, TikTok, or I can save it to my phone where I can share it. The only other thing I'm going to do is before I share it, what do we need to do first? We need to engage. So when I'm engaging, do I want to engage on Karen Hill's content? No. Do I want to engage on all these things that say follow and are ads? Do I want to do Karen's? No. Tim Gray. Like, all right, here's one. Great photos. And great photos. I loved Maine when we went on our senior trip. Would love to go back. Whoops. That's it. I need to engage on people's content. I'm going to do that over and over and over. We want to engage on 10 people's things before we start our posting. We want to engage through stories. So if I start, okay, here's one. Fresh pickle. Wait, what'd that say? Fresh pickles from Blank, lots of pickles. Is the other stuff fried chicken? It's the other stuff fried chicken. This is a girl I definitely want. New back patio. I love this. Guess what this does? It opens conversations. There's two. I don't even know who Miss Abernathy is, and I can't listen to what's playing because we're on here. So I'm going to find some that I can engage on. Normally, I'd be able to listen. I might ask her, where's this at? Where is this at? And I may say fun at the beginning. So what this does is it opens up conversations in Messenger. So look at here. I got 6 messages with her that popped up. Now I have conversations going with these people. Okay. I got to get back over here. Does anybody have questions on that part so far? We're just engaging on their stories. We're engaging on their posts. When you do it on your stories, it starts a conversation. Okay. So we need to do those. The last part of the engagement is you're going to respond to whoever watched your last story yesterday. So if you post your stories and you have 2 or 3 stories, you go to your last one and you're going to respond to people who engaged on that story. All of these interactions are going to open up conversations. Engaging on their stories is really powerful because it opens conversations. If you just comment on their post, they may or may not see it. Hill.
Okay, since I'm a male, you'll have to turn this down now. Since I'm a male and commenting on stuff like that, because y'all tell me, you ladies tell me, is it going to be weird if I'm asking? I have to be careful what questions I ask, and maybe I should say, well, my wife and I, something like that, because
Yeah, that's fine. I mean,
yeah.
don't overthink it. Just start a conversation like you would with a friend. That's all you're trying to be is human first, be a friend. So just make sure you're doing that engagement. So your posting should take 5-10 minutes, but your engagement should take 15. all of these comments on their post, replying to comments on your post, replying to their stories, and replying to interactions on your stories. You need 15 to 20 minutes. Okay. That's how that's going to run. The other thing you can do on the commenting part is you can go find groups. We know to work groups. Interact in those groups, ask questions, comment on their stuff, and when they respond, get outside the group, friend them, have a conversation. Ask the questions, and we'll go over what the questions are. All right. These conversations are going to be 20 minutes of the hour. These conversations are where we're really going to dive into the interactions. I have conversations going with people all over the country. This morning, one girl had made a post. I talked to her a while back. Let me look and see what she said. Oh, she had posted that she had gone to some kind of run, and I loved it and I commented on it, but then I sent it to her. I shared the post with her in a message and I said, "Do you live in St. Louis?" Because that's where the run was. And I haven't opened it yet. She said, "No, I live in Atlanta. My best friend and I went to St. Louis for Summer Smash this year, which is First Form summer event they put on every year." That was it. I just said, "Congrats on the race. Are you from St. Louis?" After I loved and commented on her post. Well, we have a conversation. I'm going to say, "Oh my goodness, we don't live that far apart." Those are the conversations that are going to build relationships. The problem a lot of people do is they spend this power hour spamming people with, "Do you want to look at my opportunity?" Well, you haven't liked a post, you haven't interacted on a story, you haven't asked that friend is how they are since high school in 20 years. So you have to have some interaction with them. Warm them up just like you're going to date them. Okay. Cold contacting is legit, right? That's how Hill and Diane got together. They didn't know each other before they got together, right? I mean, that's how husbands and wives meet. But he didn't meet her and go, "Hey, you want to get married?" the first time he met her, did he? I hope he didn't. And if he did and Diane said yes, that's a little crazy on her part. They had a courting time. It's the same in business. So have conversations and spend 20 minutes interacting. This is where you interact and you log it in your book. You date it. When you date it, guess what happens when I get to June 1st? On June 1st, during this window, I'm going to go back and look at who I was talking to, May 1st. If I haven't talked to them since May 1st again, I'm having some more. I'm going to go check their page. I'm going to interact. I am very strategic in how I'm interacting with people and keeping people warm in my pipeline and seeing my content. Okay. Trying to think what else right there. We're going to talk more about that in depth. Okay. And then the fourth thing is we're going to spend time doing our follow ups. And that's where this comes in. We're going to go back to people who are interested. We're going to go back to people who asked about drops. We're going to go back to these conversations because I'm going to teach you how to go deeper into the conversations. Okay. So this is going to be around 15 to 20 minutes. So we got 5 to 10 making our posts, scheduling them, getting them up. We got 10 to 15, maybe 20 interacting before our post. After our post is great too. We know this engagement sandwich. And then we're spending 20 minutes starting conversations and we're spending 20 minutes following up on conversations, leading them down the court, growing that relationship. Okay. So you're going to get a power tracker at the bottom of page 2, and it's going to have Post one piece of content, reel, carousel, a static post, or a B-roll. We really want, 3 to 5 that you can get in there. We're going to post one story minimum. Ideally, 3 is great, but if you can get 1 to 2, and your second one needs to have some kind of CTA, maybe, and they don't all need to be business based, but ask people to engage on your stories. It can be a poll, it can be a question, it can be give them some love, give me some love, like this or that. Do you like coffee or energy drinks with your breakfast? Do you like chocolate or vanilla? Maybe you're eating, your protein shake. Would you rather have chocolate or vanilla? Yesterday, I think one of my polls was, have you ever, I forgot what it said. It wasn't, yeah, it was a poll, but it was, oh, I haven't finished that one. Save draft. I was working on mine before we jumped on. Archive. It's loading slow. Story archive. So it was question. I've talked myself out of something good before. And then the other option was more times than I'll admit. Okay. So they could pick between the two. We've all talked ourselves out of something. It was a yes or yes. Have you, or have you done it way too much? That was the whole thing yesterday. All right. We're going to get engage on at least 10 posts before you post, whichever one you're posting in that power hour. You need to try to engage on 10 after, but at least do the 10 before so you prime the pump. Reply to your comments, reply to your story reactions. We're going to open at least 5 new conversations. You're spending 20 minutes here. So, what you're looking for is a response. If you open 5 conversations, that takes 2 minutes. Don't spend the other 18 minutes not having conversation. You can open more than 5. Your goal is to get a response. And then we're going to use the Lord in the combos. Lord means location. Where are you from? Occupation. What do you do for a living? Recreation. When you're not working, what do you like to do for fun? And our D is your dream. This is the one that makes people a little uncomfortable. But if somebody struck up a conversation with me and asked me what my dream was, would I be able to answer that question? Would you? That's why you're here. If they can't answer the question, what does that kind of qualify? They're probably not who we're looking for because they have zero ambition in life. Okay. Then we're going to mosquito pitch, which means we're going to give our lines to people. This is where we're doing our follow ups. We're going to follow up with at least 3 of our people and we're going to track it. That's our daily method of operation. All right. So, how do we open the conversation? First of all, if somebody follows me, like on TikTok right now, I'm like, oh, thanks for the follow. Are you interested? How do I say it? Hold on. I'll tell you exactly what I say. It's on my board and it just pops up over here. I save them on my boards because I pay for boards and I don't want to have to retype everything. So, this lady, hey, Tasha, thanks for the follow. I was just curious. Were you more interested in learning more about the health side of what I do? The business side, or were you just being supportive? I'd love to know what brought you here. Smiley face. That's it. She said, first and foremost, being supportive and probably the health side, but definitely the business side as well. That's what she responded. I'm just asking a question to open up the conversation. It can be that. It can be like what James says. Hey, thanks for the follow. I don't know if you know or not, but I blank. I help people generate money online. I help people get healthy, whatever it is your platform you're kind of honing in on. Um, and you can say, is there anything I can help you with? They're going to say yes or no, or they're going to ignore you. But you are trying to open the conversation. So every time you get a follow, that's what you're responding. If they comment, you can say, hey, thanks for loving on my post. How are you? Hey, thanks for loving on my post. I so appreciate the support. Where are you from? That's how I ended up on the phone with a woman in the UK for almost 2 hours. That was all I asked. Hey, thanks for the love on my post. Were you interested in learning more or just being supportive? All of those are great conversation starters. If they don't respond, they're probably what? Not who we're looking for. If they are responding, then we go to the next question. If Diane follows me and I send that and she said, actually, I'm interested in trying to have more energy. I'm in my 70s, like I want to feel better. I'm like, great. What do you do for a living or are you retired? I just went to the O. She's going to tell me. All right. So, is there a good time we could chat a little more? We could FaceTime here on Facebook Messenger if you're comfortable with it, where I can get to know you better and see how I can help you. Maybe she just follows me or likes something, and I just say, hey, thanks for the follow. I appreciate the support. Where are you from? She tells me where she's from. Maybe it's Stacy and I say, "What do you do for a living?" And she tells me, I'm like, "Oh, awesome. I used to be a school teacher." What's she going to ask me? What do you do for a living? I help women balance their hormones and generate money online, like whatever I'm saying to that person. Okay? And then we want to go into what I call deep talk. Deep talk is where we really get to know them more and it's not such the generic Lord questions. Once we get through the recreation, Stacy, oh, I love to just take care of my grandkids. That's what I do all the time. I'm all the time running around taking care of my kids and my grandkids. Okay, that's everybody does that, right? So now we need to go into the deep part of the talk. This is where you start becoming their friend. This is where you are very, very human because you're getting to know what their dream is. So if I'm talking to Stacy and I'm like, we've had this whole conversation, got to know her, how many grandkids she has, and I'm like, if we talked again in a year, where do you see yourself? What is your goal? What is your on your big bucket list? What do you want to see? Where do you want to travel? If she's told me she loves to travel. And I'm going to ask her, why is that important to you? Like why do you want to go to Italy? Why do you want to go to Morocco? Why do you want to go to Maui? Because there's a why behind whatever the dream is. Maybe somebody asks me and I'm like, I want to find something I can do that I can work from home so I can be home with my kids. I'm a single mom now and I'm tired of trading time for money. I would have been real clear about that because I know what I want. All right. And then what does your life look like when you get there? That's a pretty powerful question, especially for somebody like me. What's your life look like? Well, I'm at home with my kids 5 days a week and they're not going to daycare or they're not going to sitter. We had some pretty deep conversations about that when I was at home last night after church. We went to a church singing and got home and we talked about Partner Co on the way home. And when we got home, we just had a conversation about making a vision board and what we want to do and what it looks like. And I said, let me ask you a question. If I had a different job, do you understand you would be at a babysitter all day and only see me at dinner, bath, homework, go to bed? Do you understand you're at home in your house playing with your toys, going to the playground, and mom takes some calls? Mom does some Zooms, but she's here. And they were like, I see it now. They understand that we did this to go to Maui, whereas I could have just been at a regular job, 8 to 5, see them early in the morning and drop them off somewhere. see them in the evening when I pick them up to have a night routine and go to bed. But instead, we're home all day and mom takes random pockets. I said, Bowen, you said you never play with me. Do I never play with you, or do we do lots together? Do we go to the splash pad? Do we get on the trampoline? Do we go to the swimming pool? Do we go to the water parks? I said, if I worked a job like Mary Catherine's mom, where are they all day? They said, sitting in the apartment while their mom's at work. I said, they don't get to go to a water park unless mom requests time off work. They have to stay inside, shut up. They're not getting play dates unless somebody like me comes and picks them up and takes them somewhere. But I can take my job anywhere. And it was like a major epiphany last night. These conversations mean something to someone who knows what they want. But you have to have the real conversation. You can't have the conversation with the intent to pitch them PartnerCo. You have the conversation to get to know them. And if an opportunity presents itself to invite them to look at what we're doing, great. If not, you just made a new friend that might be supportive of your stuff, which is not going to hurt. Does that make sense? Okay. Once you've gone through that deep talk and really started to figure out their pain points and things like that, then you're going to kind of give them that mosquito pitch where, you get bit by a mosquito and it's just a little itch. You're like, oh, and you just can't help but scratch it. I don't really know. I don't get bit by mosquitoes, but it's a great analogy. Okay. If that is happening, they're like, can this girl really help me do that? Does this girl really have the potential to help me make six figures? A lot of you have made six figures and beyond here. Do y'all should be using that in your social media. I got started in a little thing and had no idea I would be sitting in Punta Cana and having made six figures. I didn't say you're making six figures a year, but you've made six figures. Most people in the industry don't make that ever. And y'all are not using the power of your story. Stacy, Renee, all y'all, like, you've made a lot of money. Kevin's working on us pulling up some things. So you can use like the line James gives, the line Brent gives, the line Fraser Brook gave us on the Millionaire Mentorship. His thing was, just curious, would you be open to checking out a game changing system to make money online? If not, no worries. Just thought I'd ask. If I've told you I'm looking for a way to be home with my children and stop trading time for money, and you ask me that question, would that create an itch? If I've been praying for something, yes. But if you sent me that on the first interaction, what do I think? Ain't no way I'm talking to these people. They're like everybody else. Okay. And then you're going to qualify them. Make sure that you put value. You don't thank them for taking the time to check out your video. You just have, before I send it over, let's make sure we're not wasting each other's time. Why do you want more information? What if you said that? I'm going to respond, because I'm sick of working 5 jobs. I've got to find something different. I've been praying about it. Maybe this is it. Is that going to be a good quality response from a prospect? Yes. Is that good posture on your end where you're not desperate for just anybody and everybody? If you're begging them to look at it, they're not who you're looking for. And then when you follow up, I would set the appointment for the follow up, just like Diane and I did the other day. Her guy was like, "Oh, give me a few days." I'm like, I said, "When can we get back together?" And he's, "Oh, give me a few days." I said, "Okay, well, what day would work for you? What's better for you?" We have an appointment for Monday at 3 or 4 or something. I don't know. It's on my calendar. I made him look at his calendar and pick a time. I'm not just blowing smoke anymore. We're going to be really organized, getting them to the next exposure. And then when you follow up, do you see this as a vehicle to make extra money where you can be home with your kids? Do you see this as a vehicle to make $500 a month to pay off your credit card? Do you see this as a vehicle to make, $1,000 a month where you can put back for retirement? Whatever their dream they told you was. Do you see this as a vehicle to make, $100 a week where you can go to Italy? Whatever it is. And then you're going to close them. Like, literally ask the $1 million questions. You want to do this with us? And when you finish, you're not thanking them. Stop saying thank you for your time. They need to thank you. That's the posture. A couple of other things you can put into the conversations are, what frustrates you? What interests you? What are you excited about? Those kind of things. Those are the main things for the power hour. So when you set your timer and you turn on your do not disturb, you get out your list. You should already have in your mind an idea of your plan to post for the day. You can use chat, Claude, whatever, AI, Coach BP, and find a schedule of what you want to post. Build your brand. Use the questions, build your brand. Once you build your brand out, plug it in, have it create a 30-day content calendar. Once you get your content calendar, that's ready to go. You're on day one. So you're pulling up day one. Just pretend like this is day one. This is my Edwards Jones investment stuff. Here's my calendar. All right, day one, I'm supposed to post my story. Have it create your story, get it up and post it. Once you post it, get it scheduled. The one you're fixing to post live, we're going to engage on at least 10 before us, posts and stories. I prefer stories. Send your happy birthday messages, whatever it is, but at least 10. How many? I would make it a game. How many can you send in 10 minutes? How many engagements can you do in 5 to 10 minutes? And write down how many engagements you get. Make it a game. Make your post. Engage the other 5 minutes afterwards. Make it a game. How many can you engage on afterwards? Then move in. And I just dropped my paper and it flew all the way under the bed. Hold on. Oh. Then you're going to turn around once your post goes up and you're going to have your conversations. New conversations, 20 minutes. This could be people responding to the engagement you did before and after your post. That counts. So what I would do is set a timer for 60 minutes and then I would set so you have your phone timer that you can do for 60 minutes. So you could set an alarm for 1 hour. So let's say I start at 10 o'clock and I could have a alarm for 11, right? Let's just say I'm doing 10 to 11. So I'm starting with an alarm at 11 a.m. and I'm going to set my timer 5 minutes. Once I hit start, I'm engaging for 5 minutes. Then when the timer goes off, I stop. I make my post. I start the timer again for 5 minutes. What am I doing? Engaging. When the timer goes off, I set the timer for what? 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Now I'm having conversations. Where do my conversations go? My logbook. Date it, names, skip some lines in between. 20 minutes, as many as I can do in 20 minutes. I showed Greg Bibb the other night after the team call. I screen shared and I showed him and I scrolled and I said, I about have a headache. I've had so many conversations today. Like I was killing it on conversations. But as you're having the conversations, you've got to log them. So you either start it, write it, start it, write it, start it, write it, or you let it go for 10 minutes and then log them all, and then finish whatever time you have left and log them at the end. But you need to write them down so you know who you're interacting with. Because what happens is you think you're interacting with people and you're not. When that 20 minutes goes off, your next 20 minutes starts, and it's 20 minutes of follow ups. We are following up with our customers. We are following up with people who were potential customers. We are following up with people who are potential brand partners, not the actual brand partners. 20-minute timer. I would keep 2 separate lists. I would have one for conversations, one for prospects, current customers, right? Because your customers really need to be on their own thing. But and you could put it all on one and highlight the ones that are potential brand partner kind of deal. Just figure out a system that works for you so that you have a hot lead magnet distinguisher. So if I go through here, this is something I'm changing right now, because it's hard to keep it all straight. But if I have a list of people I'm interacting with, I need to highlight my hot leads so that they don't fall through the cracks. And then my customers, they might be in a small group. Right now, I have a small group of customers I'm coaching, and it's been the most fun. Janice is in there with some of them. And they're texting me outside the group for the Body Balance Challenge, what we're doing in June. But inside the group, there's a lot of interaction. Some of them are silent. They're just watching and they message me outside the group. That always happens. But it's a great way to keep up if they're open to going into a group. All right. And so that's 20 minutes, 20 minutes, that's 40. We did 5 engage, 5 after, that's 50. And then we have 10 minutes left, which means we are making our posts and our content and scheduling it, and 5 leftover minutes where we can log. Okay. You've got a 5-minute cushion in that 1 hour where you have some padding and some leeway to play with. That is your power hour. Do you understand the difference in that rather than just scrolling and randomly finding somebody to comment on? Scrolling for content to create new stuff, that's not income producing. That's called research. I do research. I would set a timer for your research. I'd only give myself 15 to 20 minutes to scroll and find viral stuff that you want to kind of use as a template to create something new. Don't spend hours scrolling saying, oh, I got to find out, the best viral reel stuff where I can, get my content to go viral. It's a waste of time because it's not got to be perfect. It'll get easier and easier and easier. I promise. Um, I don't think there's anything else. The whole thing is just to connect with people. Use those groups. I wouldn't do health and wellness groups myself, particularly. I would find somebody. Karen's great on gardening, growing her own food. So those kind of groups are great for her to go interact in. Health and fitness, hormone groups, you can be in there, but there's 9 million people in those groups competing for the same thing. But you could make friends with a normal person who likes to cross stitch and you like to cross stitch, and you become Facebook friends and start a conversation. And guess what they're going to see? Your nines, your threes, your reels, all that kind of stuff. And you're going to have a conversation and get to know them. What made you start growing your own food? I decided I was going vegan a few years ago. What's your favorite thing to grow? Do y'all see how it's just natural? Y'all are putting so much pressure on, I got to recruit somebody. They can smell you to the high heavens and they run. Yes or yes? Yes. We've all been guilty of it at some point in time. So if you can work on how to win friends and influence people and interact and be genuine and be real and find somebody you have something in common with, it changes the game. But you've got to set the timers. You can't spend an hour in a conversation with one person. You can, but there has to be stuff going on outside that for it to count as your power hour. These all have to be checked off within that hour. If you're leaving part of them off, you're not getting your power hour done. And it's better to do it in one block. 6 a.m. in the morning may not be your best hour, but on your lunch break while you're eating lunch, do a shake. 3 scoops of Pure Nourish, a scoop of Power Boost with coconut milk, frozen fruit, throw you in a tablespoon of peanut butter. You got 40, 50 grams of protein. I promise you will be full. You can drink and work and knock this bad boy out in an hour. But what'll happen is you'll set your timer and you won't have do not disturb on, and somebody will message you or your husband will call or something, and you'll get distracted. And then the next day you get busy and you don't do your power hour. And the next day you're like, "Ooh, I need to go back and get that done." Those are the pitfalls that cost us dearly. And if we will just stay focused for 1 hour a day, it'll change the game. If you don't have the hour, you only get 30 minutes. Take your 30 minutes and half all those times. So instead of 10 minutes engaging before and after, you got 2.5. You'll get quicker. You got 10 minutes to start conversations. You've got 10 minutes to do follow ups. You got 5 minutes cushion to pad track everything. But I can guarantee you that 30 minutes a day will change your life if it's consistent and you get really good at talking to people. I promise you it will. Promise. I have taken, y'all know I'm a nerd. I have taken so many courses and studied so much over the last year. It's insane. But you won't see results today. You won't see them tomorrow. But in a few weeks, in a few months, you'll notice more and more engagement, more interaction, more people on your list. And at the 90-day mark, some of these people are going to be asking, buying into, believing in what you're doing because you're staying consistent. You're staying consistent with your social media. You're staying consistent as being human first and a friend. And they are learning to grow into knowing, liking, and trusting you. And that changes the whole ball game. And you will be blown away in a 90-day span because all we're doing is running for Epic, right? Most people on this call have been here. They've been talking to people. They've sold a lot of boxes. Some boxes, doesn't even matter, but you've been selling boxes for a while and you've gone through your warmest market. So now you have to build a new warm market. There's a show where they took Grant Cardone, a multi-billionaire, dropped him in the middle of nowhere, shaved his head, put glasses on him. He couldn't use his name. He had no money and he could not contact any of his wealthy friends. And he had to start from nothing. Within 90 days, he had built a company. He was supposed to get it to $1 million. Do you think he did it? He got it to 5.5 million in 90 days. And he didn't use his name, he didn't use any of his money. He used a skill set. And these are the skill sets he's using. It's learning something new. It's getting better every day. It's interacting with people. It's growing a new network of people. It's finding a need and filling it. I haven't even watched the show. I just know that's what it is. Fraser Brooks teaches this. Annika Bell uses it. Fabia uses it. Find a leader that you like and mirror their content. James is doing it. James has finally gone viral. I know, and if you call me or you ask me, I will tell you the stats on his business. He doesn't even know I know, but I know. And I'm telling you, what happened in 20 months in his world would blow your mind. But he's Asian, y'all. They are the most consistent people on the planet. Like, he might even have Brent beat. They're pretty neck and neck on being very regimented and disciplined. So that's a power hour. Does that feel, y'all can unmute now. Does that feel like something that would help you? Does that
Absolutely.
make the power hour make more sense?
100%.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Is this something you can go tackle?
Exactly.
Yes.
Is that not just like, I'm telling y'all, I have studied a lot. So what I'm going to do right now is in the comments, I'm going to add the file. Choose from files where you can pull it right quick.
Okay, quick question. When will you have the video up?
Hopefully shortly. It just
Okay.
depends on how long it takes. Y'all see if that opens. It depends on how long Zoom takes to load it. It's an hour, so it might take a little longer, but not too long. Do y'all, I mean, like, seriously, like, y'all don't have to just say it's good. Is this helpful? Like, breaking your time down, making it easy to follow. Let me know if the document opens. It does on my end, but it's my document. It does open, Deanna? Okay. Or yes, it helps. I don't know what that yes is to.
Yes, it opened.
Okay. All right. So make sure that everything we talked about's on there. Post a day, story, 5 conversations, better, timer, do not disturb, open, Lord, 15, 10, 20, 15. You noticed how on the content, I kind of changed that after I made this document. Lessen your content. I mean, it gives you more content to do here, but in that power hour, you can do some of this content creation outside the power hour. You realize that your stories, they can come randomly. And when it says content 15 minutes and you're engaging and replying, that's part of the engagement. So that's the reason it's 15 and 10, but it still breaks down the same.
Okay, Summer, I got a problem. I
Okay.
switched over to my phone and it didn't give me that power. I wanted to save it on my phone.
Okay, hold on. I'll just do it again.
Okay, thanks.
It'll do that when you swap devices. It drives me nuts.
Okay.
And so, and then when you get down there, it's got your follow-ups. Here's some conversations. Oh, and in a group, if you see somebody comment, okay, let's say we find somebody that's network marketing, health and wellness hormone. You see their comment on a post that's viral. You can go message them and say, hey, I saw your comment on Jess Duke's post about weight loss. How long have you been working on your health journey? What do you do? Like, anything like that works. So it can be a comment on that. You got your checklist. You got what to say. You got your Lord questions. I feel like that's pretty straightforward and we can knock that out. Here's my challenge. We need accountability. Everybody does. And so people have asked me, can we do the power hours together? The power hour can be totally where we come on live like this. I'll turn on music and everybody can do their power hour sitting here together and do your work. I'm not saying we'll do it every day. That's not what I'm saying. But like once a week, we can come in, spend 10 minutes talking about how productive our power hours were or weren't. I didn't do good. I mean, just be honest. Like, I didn't do mine. I only did half of it. I got distracted. Like, this is like Weight Watchers for your business. Do you understand? Accountability is the whole thing because you can get excited about it and say it makes sense. But if you don't go do it, guess how much good it did you to sit here for the hour? So, what several people have called me and texted me about is if we did this on Saturday morning at 9 or Saturday morning at 8 a.m. before everybody's day gets started, or we did it Sunday afternoons at 2, would y'all be interested in once a week doing it together where we recap for a minute, 5-10 minutes? Maybe I teach you a new skill each week. I hate to do it on Sunday because we already have team call, but Greg was like, honestly, that's like such a slow day. It might be a good day to do it where I give you like 10 minutes of a new skill. And then, hang on, I'm going to mute Janice. I give you 10 minutes of a new skill, something to work on. We recap and then I turn on music and we all just power hour and then we get off. And then the rest of the week, you do it on your time, or maybe we do small pods throughout the week where some do it during the day and they all want to jump on and do it together, or a night. I'm open to whatever. Y'all can tell me. Or you can just hide in your little closet and do it yourself and hope it works. What do y'all want? I'm willing to do it, but I don't want to show up and nobody else show up, or y'all sit there with your camera off and pretend like you're doing something, or what do you want? Everybody gonna do it on their own?
I'm planning on doing it every day. I mean, but if you join a group together, I'm with you.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the accountability group idea, but I'm going to do it. I am going to do this.
Okay. The other option is we could do a group messenger chat again. I don't feel like people get on Telegram groups enough. I don't like my text messages going off all day when everybody's responding, but the Facebook Messenger seems to work pretty good where we're in there and we can go, got my power hour done. Like that's an option. And then once a week we come together and we could do a skill and a 30-minute. We could do a half power hour together. Because here was my thought on that. It's like Weight Watchers, so it creates excitement, momentum. But at the same time, if somebody gets a question and they don't know how to answer it, they can ask. What would you say to this? As we're learning that, that's a possibility. I don't want it to distract others, but that's just kind of the thought on that. I like the group. Me too. Okay, so we got like 4 or 5 that would be in the group. So Saturday morning, 8, 9, Sunday 2. What do y'all think?
Whatever's best for everybody, I'm flexible.
Like either one works for you?
It does for Diane and I too.
Okay. Flexible, me too. Renee says Sunday, Saturday morning. Okay. Flexible. Saturday morning. We could do 2. I mean, we could do one Saturday morning. Y'all thinking the half hour and a skill?
I like
Would y'all
that.
be good with that?
I like that. Yeah.
Okay. Because there's a lot more. I have notebooks of notes that we could work on just to let you, like, some of you aren't in Millionaire Mentorship. and they teach the same thing I do. Like all of these branding girls, it's just good for y'all to hear it from somebody other than me. They've done it longer. They've put more time into it and hired people to help them. I'm doing it more like y'all do. And just learning different things that some of them aren't teaching. Some of them haven't told you some of the things I use that actually do make a difference. It's just I haven't had something pop off like James. James spent like $10,000 to get a reel to pop off. Like most of us are not going to, I mean, I'm not spending that kind of money. I could have signed up in the same one. I'm just not going to. So we can do some skill sets. Okay. So let's plan on it'll be Saturday morning. I hate to do 9 a.m. because that's when Chris Doyle does his call. And if you didn't watch last Saturday's, you need to go find the recording and watch it. I guess it's on Kristen's YouTube channel, maybe. Do y'all want to do 8:30 on Saturday mornings and then 2 o'clock on Sunday? Does that work for everybody?
Works for me.
That's before everybody should be getting into all their ball games and whatever's going on, going to the pool. Most people aren't out there at 8 in the morning. Okay. So let's plan on 8:30 on Saturday mornings and 6:30 your time. Woo, you way over there. And then Sunday we'll do 2. And I guess we'll do this as long as people are showing up. And then if people stop showing up, we'll stop doing it. And if I can't do it, y'all can still log in. We'll do a different Zoom link or something. I can't think of anything right now other than when we go to Nashville. That will be a problem that Saturday for that. But I think that's it for now. Yes, everything's always Central Standard Time. When I talk about time, it's my time zones. Y'all have to change it for yours. Because if I do that, whew, I don't know the link to the logbook. I don't even know when I ordered it. Just get on there and search. I don't even know if it's on the Amazon account I use now. Just an activity log notebook. I'm not even sure I got it through Amazon. I could have gotten it through an ad on Instagram or Facebook. But they have them on there. I do know that. And then make sure you're logging that so you can go back to those conversations. That goes back to the book. This one, Little Black Book of Connections. This goes back to what Karen Hill talked about on the Millionaire Mentorship. Like you're going to get connections that are going to grow over years. Jeff Roberti is probably the highest income in network marketing. He's made over 100 million. Took him 17 years to recruit one lady. 17 years. And he sent her flowers every year on her birthday. And now she is a massive income producing person on his team. Would you follow up with somebody for 17 years? That's a long time.
It's a long time.
But I guarantee you it was worth it because she's a massive network marketer now. And just all of a sudden on year 17, when she got her flowers for her birthday, they would catch up and she said, I think I'm ready to join you. You know, he probably about fell out, but that's what's possible here. Brent's still here. He's 15 years here. Guess what? People come find him and join him, network marketers and everything. So, okay, well, I'm glad this helped. I will get a recording posted. It'll be on my YouTube channel. And so you'll be able to go find it. Or maybe I'll share it as a link where it's unlisted. I don't know. We'll figure that out. I'll get you a link though, one way or the other. And we'll just plan on Summer Says, Summer_says. It's the same for everything. Well, I mean, Facebook doesn't use the handle the same way, but TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, it all says Summer Says, YouTube. So y'all have a great Saturday. Do y'all want to start tomorrow? Okay. All right. 2 o'clock tomorrow. I'll write it on my calendar and we'll do our first one. Y'all get your paper printed out, get you a logbook. You can probably buy one at Walmart or Staples or something today. Just make sure you have something.
I got one from Office Max or Office Depot,
Okay.
whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But I'll go get another
Yeah.
one.
They should have them pretty much anywhere, but this is you're going to keep up. This is your Rolodex, Diane. This will be your new Rolodex, and it's great. Like I'll just tell you, I do like the ones I ordered. I feel like I ordered them off an ad. They have plastic front and back, so it's easy. I don't feel like I have to worry about them getting damaged as much, and they're easy to throw in a bag and go. So if I go to the hairdresser, I can take them with me. And while she's doing my hair, I can go through and see. But I'm actually going to start completely new. The one I brought back here, I was going to start over brand new and just start fresh and do the system where I'm highlighting my hot leads and stuff like that. So, anyway, all right. I will get this up.